Hey, what's up YouTube fam? This is Sly and welcome to my channel. I am really excited today. Got a treat. Been waiting for the last 2 weeks for this to come in, and it finally came in here. What I have in front of me now is the Google Pixel Slate. I have the Google Pixel Slate Keyboard and the Google Pixel Book Pen. So we're going to be looking at all of those today, but I want to just go ahead and jump in here and go over the specs and the unboxing of the Google Pixel Slate, and a lot of good videos to come. But let's go ahead without any further ado and jump in and see what's going on. So what we're going to do is we're going to move the Google Pixel Book Pen and the Google Pixel Slate Keyboard, and we're going to set those to the side. We'll open these up in a few minutes, but really what we want to look at is the Slate. So I have my box cutter right here, and then what we're going to do is we're just going to put a couple cuts in the paper here, the plastic. Okay, and one more. Let's go ahead and put that blade back in before I hurt myself. And let's peel off the plastic. New electronic smell, I love it. So this box is very long, rectangular. It's very classy. In the front it's going to be white and gray. You're going to see the Google emblem up front, and then the product name. This is actually the Google Pixel Slate. On the back you're going to just see blue, and at the bottom you'll see Google. Go ahead and shake it up a little bit. Ooh. Okay, and there's the top of the box. Let's go ahead and set that down there. There's a tab where you're able to pull out the slate. Okay, so we'll take the slate. We're going to talk about the slate in a minute, but let's set this aside. Right here, I'm assuming that these are instructions. Yeah, know your slate, be safe. So instructions right here. It's in a nice little container. We're not going to mess with that now. This is the charging brick. Okay, it's all white. It's got a G on the Google logo on it. It's very huge. Looks like this is an adapter. We'll set that there. And this looks like the USB-C to USB-C cable for the Google Pixel Slate. Let's see if there's anything underneath of this. Okay, this is not coming out. This is all we have. We'll take the instructions and the rest of the box and set it to the side. We're going to look at all of this later and use this later, but what we're going to do is set it to the side now. And then right here, we're just going to take the slab, pull it back, open up the plastic that's on it. Oh wow. This is very nice. Alright, so before I get started and turn this on and power on and set up, let's just take a few minutes and go through all the specs and talk about the Slate itself. The Slate itself is a 2-in-1. The biggest thing on here, and the first thing that you're going to see, and what's going to be the most important to us, is actually going to be the display. Okay, this has a 12.3-inch display. Google says that it's a molecule display. Okay, fancy name for it. It's a touch display that has input, touch display that also has pen input, and the Google Pixel Book Pen can actually be used on the Slate, and it can interact with that. On here, the resolution is 293 ppi, and ppi stands for pixels per inch. If you're a spec nut or you love specs, then let's take a few minutes and talk about the specs. Okay, now if you're measuring it from top to bottom, bottom to top, this is going to be 7.95 inches, so just under 8 inches tall. The length is going to be 11.45 inches, and the thickness is going to be 2.75 inches, so just under 3 inches, and the total weight itself is under 2 pounds at 1.6 pounds. This Slate is going to run on Chrome OS. Android's also able to run on here, but the main operating system is going to be Chrome OS. This device is going to come in 3 different variants. It's going to be an M3 variant, an i5 variant, and an i7 variant. This variant right here is the i5. So let's talk about the M3. The M3 variant is going to have 8 gigabytes of RAM and 64 gigabytes of internal storage, SSD. The i5 variant is going to have the i5 processor, obviously. It's going to have 8 gigabytes of RAM, and it's going to have 128 gigabytes of internal storage, SSD. The i7 variant is going to have 16 gigabytes of RAM and 256 gigabytes of SSD storage. Now with the Pixel Slate, there's no additional storage that can be added to it. So whatever you have to use. So once again, the M3 comes in 64 gigabytes of storage. The i5 has 128 gigabytes of storage. And the i7 has 256 gigabytes of storage, all of it SSD. Now the device itself is beautiful. It looks great. So we already talked about the front. You're going to have 2 front-facing stereo speakers there that's going to give you good sound. We'll have to test those out. The body itself, and I got a few fingerprints on here, is going to be a blue. I believe they call it midnight blue, but it's going to be a blue color. And you're going to have the Google symbol right there. Okay. The body is aluminum, so it's going to be aluminum. And then the front display itself is going to be Corning's Gorilla Glass 5. So that's the glass is actually going to be on here that's protecting it. Charging this battery on here has a 48-watt battery. It has a fast charger and is able to charge from 1 to 100% in 2 hours and 15 minutes. And Google says this is supposed to get 12 hours of continuous play. So we'll have to test this and see how it actually comes out. The front-facing camera here is what Google calls a duo camera. 8 megapixel camera and is able to shoot video in 1080p at 30 frames per second. The back camera right here is also an 8 megapixel camera that's able to shoot video in 1080p at 30 frames per second. Okay, there's a few different apertures on the back camera that makes it a little bit better than the front camera. I don't know how much you use your camera on your tablet, but just in case, it's there for you. At the top here, we have dual microphones to better receive information, voice input. So for using Google Assistant, this works very well. We already talked about the front-facing speakers. They give you that stereo surround sound. On the top here, you'll have a power button, which is also a fingerprint reader. So this actually reads your fingerprints in a good way for locking and unlocking your device. The device itself is very clean. On both sides, you have a USB-C port that you're able to charge and also do 4K video and input other items such as keyboards, speakers, printers, etc., etc. So those are on both sides, the left and the right side, USB-C ports. And then on the bottom here, you have your connectors for the keyboard. That was just a quick overview of the Google Slate. So we're going to actually set the Slate to the side, and we are going to open the pen. Now with any two-in-one device, tablet device, and for this particular one obviously is with Google, what's going to make it special or really stand out is going to be the accessories. So this is going to be in tablet form, but with the keyboard, you're able to use it as a computer or a laptop. So let's go ahead and open up the Google keyboard first. White with Google Pixel Slate keyboard and a picture of the keyboard itself. Okay. Has a little tab in here that actually lifts the keyboard itself up, and there's nothing else in the box, so we'll go ahead and close that and we'll set that to the side. This right here, so this shows you how to use it real fast and in a hurry. We're going to set this to the side, and here's the keyboard case right now. Good. So what we'll do is we'll go ahead and take the connector, connect like that with pins, and then we'll put the back on there like that. And that's how it's going to look. And then we have the pen that will actually open. Okay. Pretty much going to be the same type of box, all white. Actually has the name of the device and a picture of the device on there, and also the Google logo. You open it up, some instructions on here, and then it's the pen itself. And this pen needs batteries, so it operates off of batteries. And it's one quadruple A battery, and the battery is actually in the case, so I'm glad that they actually have that in the case. So that battery is there. We'll go ahead and put that back in the box. We'll put this in the box. We'll set that up. Set that to the side, and now we have the pen. So right here what we have is the full setup for the Google Slate. We have the Google Slate itself. We have the Google Slate Keyboard and a Google Pixel Book pen. I really appreciate you checking out the channel. Thank you for your time. This is the Google Pixel Slate. My name is Sylvester, and this is my channel. Make sure you subscribe and come back soon.